Well, it was fun while it lasted. It was definitely a good season, but good things come to an end. Let's go Knicks. And you know the deal. All right. So I'm glad to be back home. I've been gone for like 4 or 5 days. Went out of state for a business trip. Had to close out a deal slash entertainment. Went to a Comic-Con. So the hall I'm about to show you is a Comic-Con that I went to, and it's kind of funny. I bumped into Lou Ferrigno. He was at the Comic-Con, but he had such a long line. I didn't really have a chance to like talk to him or anything. So I just kind of looked at him and saw his pictures and stuff, his autograph pictures and stuff. I'm like, all right, cool. And then I went to get a bite to eat at a restaurant, and he was there with the old school Flash character. So anyway, good Comic-Con, got some stuff. I don't think anything blockbuster, but it's just some stuff I wanted to add to my PC. I like this character, America Chavez, Vengeance #1. First appearance of America Chavez, the Lotto cover. I'm bullish on this comic. I love it. There's a variant also to get, so if you find that, good for you. Definitely want to get that issue. All these comics are $1. All these comics are $1. This is a Web of Spider-Man newsstand. Number 36, first appearance of Tombstone. This is, I don't know, depending on the time of the day, a $5.25 comic, but 9.4 sold for 100, 9.8 sold for 300, 350. So you just never know with those high grade comics. And these, for the most part, I don't, for me, a comic has to be high grade to go in the PC, but to each his own. Iron Man 219, another newsstand. Love this comic. Definitely a top seller online. As you know, first appearance of Ghost, going to be the villain in the Ant-Man Wasp movie. 9.2 in the 80-90 range slab. So, I might just keep this raw newsstand. There's definitely a fan base for the newsstand comics. Found a copy of this Wayward #1. Believe this was option for an anime TV series or option for a movie of some sort. But this is the cover A. First appearance of Rory Lane and Ayane, I believe the name was. But just one of those classic covers, classic comics by Image, #1. And this one I thought I would never find. I'm glad to find this comic. This is, not sure if this is considered the bloody variant, but it is part of that X-Force line of comics, I believe. This is the Clayton Crane cover. So glad to have in the PC. I was definitely missing this issue from the bloody variants that I did have. So that was one vendor right there. Went to another vendor and found this comic here, Ultimate X #1, but this is the bone cover. So if you can remember, I found the Metal Claw variant, I believe, at the Baltimore con or some other con, and this is the bone cover, the Bone Claw cover. So I'm glad to add that to the PC. That's pretty nice. So that was one dealer. That was it. One comic. And then a different dealer for $1. I found a copy of the Secret Wars Battle War #3. It's been given credit as the prototype to Weapon H before there was even a Totally Awesome Hulk 21, 22, that kind of stuff. So for those diehard collectors out there, this is definitely something they're looking for. If you can find it, definitely add it to the PC. I also found this Totally Awesome Hulk #3, which is a pretty cool comic to have. The first appearance of Kid Kaiju. So I'll just add this to the Totally Awesome Hulk PC Raw comic collection that I have. There's also a variant to this you want to keep your eyes out for. So those were for $1. And this was the last dealer that I found at that con. And it was a decent Comic Con. I mean, it was like the third or fourth year in existence. And I went last year and found some good comics. But last year I wasn't looking for the dollar bins. I was I was buying wall books last year before I knew you guys. I bought Iron Man 55, which supposedly should grade 9496, and the Fantastic Four, was it 52, the first appearance of Black Panther. I bought that at the con last year, so no idea about the dollar finds. I was more looking at wall books. So this was the last dealer that I bumped into. New Xmen 134, first appearance of Kid Omega. I don't know, I like this character for some reason. This is pretty much, I guess, a book I want to spec on. I mean, think about it. Kid Omega is the Omega level mutants, one of the most powerful mutants in the Marvel Universe, supposedly. So that type of character should have some weight somehow, some way down the road. So new X-Men 134 should be on your radar. I found a copy that's X-Men 205, first appearance of Hope Summers. So this is pretty much selling good in the secondary market. So a good comic to have in the PC. Found another copy of New Avengers 35, one of the early Venomized covers, I guess is getting given credit for. Came out a couple years back. I didn't keep this particular comic, but glad to have this comic in the PC. Early Venomized. I also picked up this Hulk 324. It's a homage, a classic cover homage to the Hulk #1 Grey Hulk cover. Pretty nice to have in a PC, high grade. Also found this Iron Man 170. Giving credit to first James Rhodes as Iron Man. So it's a newsstand copy. It's high grade. Somehow had a $10 price tag on it, sticker tag on it, but it was in a dollar bin. So, one day I'll look at these comics and decide what if I want to submit or keep raw, but this is one of those comics I'll just keep in the PC. And the last comic I found at the con was this Marvel Now .1 #1, first full appearance of new Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan. So this is a real nice pickup. Doing pretty good in the secondary market. I mean, $10, $20, $25 book right here. 9/8 are trying to sell for $300 supposedly. So if you can find a high grade, definitely look for this comic in the PC. So yeah, that's all I have. I'm glad to be back home. Took about a 3-4 hour drive out of state. And you know what? A Comic-Con, that's probably something I'll drive for. I know Master X or some other people said they'll drive 2-3 hours for an LCS. I don't know if I'll do that, man. Not me. But for a Comic-Con, I'll drive 2, 3, 4 hours. Maybe even take a flight, to Texas or San Diego Comic-Con or something. But for a Comic-Con, I definitely put in some time, put in some miles for a Comic-Con. So glad to be back home. Nothing better than your own bed, so I'm glad to be back home. I had to stay with some friends. There was like 3-4 people in the house. It got kind of crowded, but glad to show off these comics to you. Hope everybody's doing well. As always, collect what you want to collect, but please take care of your comics. Take care, y'all.